Hello and welcome back to another video. I am super excited for today's video because we are going to be doing a little Q&A. I asked over on my Instagram story to send me over some questions for YouTube. I feel like it has been so long since I've just sat down and like really answered questions that you guys have and just like really chit-chatted, you know? Honestly, feel like I've hit like a creative block in my head with my content. I'm just so sucked into my routine. It's always kind of the same thing for me. So, and you know, my job, I do share my everyday life with you guys like on here and very frequently on TikTok and Instagram. So I've just been trying to think of like new things to share with you guys and stuff. So I sat down yesterday with myself and had a whole like moment. Anyway, so I wanted to sit down today and do a little Q&A, catch up, let you guys hear more on like a personal level and just really chit chat. So do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment and let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. I am always reading through the comments. You guys are seriously so sweet in there. I try to reply to like literally almost everything, but always feel free to let me know the kind of content you guys want to see. Don't forget to like this video for me. So I have all the questions right here on my phone, and the first question that I'm going to answer is, how's the big change from being a teacher to a stay-at-home mom? And let me tell you guys, this was an adjustment going from working every day and like, you know, such a stable routine, and I was like in charge of my classroom and I had my own like space and I'd go feel like I was doing something for me, to then shifting to motherhood, which is not about me at all and it's all about my daughter. And let me tell you, routine out the window, like at least for the first couple months. Like the routine is always changing. Now things feel a little more stable, but again, it will just depend. Like sometimes if she wakes up later, the rest of the day is going to be different than usual. So I think it's been an adjustment, not really having like a set routine. Every day's a little different. Also not having time for myself has been difficult. And yeah, you're just like constantly taking care of someone else and it's a lot. It's very exhausting, but motherhood is beautiful and like I love being home with her and I love doing it, but it was a difficult transition from someone who like loved a consistent minute by minute routine to that literally completely flipping upside down. Someone asked, what is the hardest thing that you faced of being a mom? I have a 5-month-old baby. The hardest thing, this is gonna sound like, okay, honestly, the hardest thing, I don't know like if this is gonna sound silly, but like the hardest thing I feel like for me about being a mom, like yes, of course, you know, the lack of time for myself and stuff, and like always, literally always, for at least till she's like grown, having to like basically take care of her 24/7. So that is hard, like giving yourself every day, giving all of what you have every day, putting them first and putting yourself last. That's obviously very difficult, but like something else that's really hard for me, I feel like, is every time she's hitting a milestone, all I'm thinking about is like how fast she's growing. Like I blinked and her birthday's in a few days, you know? So something that's hard for me is like accepting how quickly the time is going and that like she's not going to be little so long. That one for me, guys, makes me so emotional. Like I could literally just start crying right now when I start thinking about that, like how quickly the time is flying. Once upon a time, I was my parents' little baby and here I am now with a baby. Like it's so weird when I go to their house. Anyways, and I just know that's gonna be me one day. I'm gonna be like the grandma for Celine's kids, and it sounds so far away, but then like you're gonna blink and you know, it's all over. So it's been hitting me very hard, especially with my daughter about to be 1. So yeah, I think the hardest thing for me, one of the hardest things has been like, I guess I'm enjoying it, but like soaking it in, you know? I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense what I'm trying to say. The next question I got is, do I have any siblings? Yes, I do. I have 2 other siblings. I'm actually the baby in my family. So I'm 24 for those of you who don't know. I'm 24 years old. I have a brother, he's 28, and then I have a sister, I think she's like 31. So there's 3 of us. We're all a couple years apart. We honestly all grew up really close to each other. So I'm very thankful for that. And I do want to give Celine other siblings eventually down the line. I just don't really know when. But yeah, I'd love a family of like 3 kids, maybe 4, maybe, I don't know. Next question, the biggest change after marriage that you weren't expecting. Ooh, this is a good question. I think the biggest change after marriage is, this is where I feel like a lot of marriages can like fall apart. Who am I? Like, who am I to say? This is just like my opinion. But I feel like the biggest change that I didn't expect after marriage is that things are never like perfect. I feel like you're always having to communicate. Communication is such a big key in a marriage. You are always having to recommunicate, like, and re-establish like your needs, I guess, at different phases in life. So like when me and my husband first got married, we talk about a lot of things like, okay, around the house, you know, like, are you gonna help me with this? Are you gonna do this? Kind of what our roles are, right? Then you have a baby, lots of roles are gonna change. Like, is he helping me out changing her when he's not working? How's it gonna work after work, during the day? Like that became a whole new phase. So we had to like really sit and talk about things and that's because we knew we had to talk about it, if that makes sense. Like some people, you'll hit all these different phases in life, whether it's having another kid, whether it's moving to a new house, whether it's starting a new job, and like you don't sit and communicate with your partner about the changes that are coming and like what you might be needing from your partner. You're not communicating what you need from them and what they need from you. And I think that's where things get really complicated in marriage, when there's a lack of communication, because I feel like people get married and then you're like, oh, well, we're done. Like we got married however many years ago. Like we don't need to, what's there to communicate about? I already know this person, when it's more than that. Yes, I know my husband through and through, but like when we have a kid number 2, we're probably going to revisit like, okay, I'm starting to need like this from you, you know? So like communication is never ending in a marriage. You're always going to be hitting like different chapters in your life. So for example, when we first got married, I did not have a job the first couple months, right? So every morning, you know, obviously like I was cooking, I was doing the bed, I was taking care of the house. When I started working, we had to kind of revisit what our system was going to be. So like I would leave the house in the mornings before my husband. He would be the one doing the bed now. I don't know, that's just like a little example, but again, that's not something he would typically do. Now that I'm not working, like most mornings I do the bed, you know? So like I feel like there's different phases in life. That's such a little example, but that's all I can just think of off the top of my head. But you get the point. I feel like when there's different phases in life, you can't just live the same way you lived when you first got married. I don't know, you're always needing communication and you're always needing to rediscuss what you're needing from your partner. And I think love languages are something you really need to know about your significant other to make sure you are like, you know, like satisfying them and making sure they're happy in the marriage, obviously. And that is how you keep a happy marriage. You're consistently thinking of the other person, doing what you can to take care of them. Like a relationship is something you need to nurture and consistently take care of. I think I made that kind of clear on what the hardest part about marriage was, is just that you have to be aware of the changes that come along in life, whether it's moving to a house, moving to an apartment, having another kid, just being ready to communicate and like nurture the marriage you're in and just take care of it. The next question I got, how do you manage alone time with your hubby after having a baby? Now, obviously it took a minute for us to like get back on our feet. I'd say we weren't really taking date nights till maybe like 3 months old. I'm trying to remember like exactly, I don't know, but obviously in the beginning our alone time would be like when Seline would sleep, both of us would put a show on at night. We started watching a show together. That's like a very, I feel like a good starter step, is like start a show with your significant other. Let that be what you guys do on together at night. You just watch whatever show you like. So we had started a show, I think it was Suits, when I had Seline, that's what it was. So every night when she'd sleep, we'd just chill, we'd hang out, we'd watch the show. It'd be something to like bond about. We would try to have date nights frequently. Like, I'm gonna be honest, we don't do date nights like once a week or anything like that, but we need to be better at that, maybe like once a month. But date nights are also really good if you have someone you can leave your baby with, if it's a friend you trust, a family member. If you have to even bring your baby along, that's okay. Like, go out together and make it like an intentional date. Dress up, you know, go have a good time. So we try to do date nights as well. A lot of questions I got is about my weight loss. A lot of people are asking how I lost my postpartum weight. And I think it's really funny, like, reading this question, because in my head, like, to myself, I'm like, okay, I still have like another good 10 pounds to lose. What you guys see on a camera is a lot different than what I see in the mirror, you know, like up close and personal. To me, I feel like I still have a lot of weight to lose. You guys don't see like the stretch marks that are there, or like the loose skin that's there after having a baby. Things are just different after having a baby, you know? And not that I'm dreading on who I was, but maybe I'm just hard on myself. I feel like everyone is harder on themselves, but just don't think what you see online is like, okay, I got my pre-baby body back. No, I did not. I'm far from that. I still have like 10 pounds I need to lose. But for me in the beginning, I think what helped me initially lose a lot of weight, like I'd say in the first 4 or 5 days, I lost majority of that water weight. I was wearing a belly binder after I gave birth. That was a personal preference. I wanted to, so I put that on, and I was wearing her for like a good week straight right after I gave birth. So that was one thing I did. Another thing I did all throughout my pregnancy was I went to Pilates classes. And the thing with Pilates classes, I really recommend them for pregnant people, at least early on maybe. I don't know, ask your doctor. For me, it worked. But I know it's really good for like your pelvic floor and your muscles in your stomach and like your core strength. So I feel like that, doing that all of my pregnancy helped me after I lost the baby to kind of go back to normal. I'm quoting that because I'm not back to normal, but you get the idea. So, and I walked, you guys, I joined a walking challenge 1 month postpartum. So a month after I gave birth. If you guys remember, I joined a walking challenge, and I was so competitive. This was more of like a a promise to myself. I was like, I really want to like prove that I can do this and I can win the challenge. Everyone put in money. The winner got all the money. So the point of the challenge, whoever had the most steps by the end of the month. You guys, I was up 6 a.m. Walk. I don't know how I did it because I wouldn't be able to do it right now. Seline would just sleep on my walks all day. I would literally be walking all day long. So I don't know how I did that, but I was just very determined to feel like myself again. Almost a little too much, not gonna lie. I did push myself a lot and I should have took it easy, but anyways, it was just me kind of wanting to feel like myself again. So I did a lot of walking and Pilates when I was pregnant, and then I wore a belly binder after I gave birth, and I would say I was mindful of my eating, and then I think not breastfeeding also played a role into losing my weight. I know some people say you lose weight breastfeeding, other people say you lose weight not breastfeeding. That didn't matter though. Like in my situation, I didn't breastfeed, and I think that also helped me lose some weight. Next question, any advice for other moms? I would say my biggest piece of advice to a new mom or to any other moms out there is you cannot pour from an empty cup. I always say this on my page. Take care of yourself. It is okay to leave the messy house, leave the dishes, leave the bed. Your baby can wait. Like everything can wait. You cannot take care of everyone else around you. Motherhood is a demanding job. Like you're not only a mother, I feel like half the time you're also taking care of the house and you're cooking, and you know, it's just a lot of giving. Motherhood is just a lot of giving constantly. You need to be able to put time to yourself and take care of yourself. Take a shower, have a spa day, go do your nails, do your hair, take 2 extra minutes and put on a cute outfit and just wear it around the house and feel good about yourself. I literally live by this. Almost always, even when I'm not recording videos, like I'm wearing a cute outfit in my house, I'll wear like a headband, cute hair clips. Like I want to feel good and feel pretty. It's not about makeup. It's like, just put something on that makes you feel good, you know? If it is about makeup and makeup is what makes you feel good, do it. If doing your nails makes you feel good, do it. Go do what makes you feel good so you can like feel your best. Someone said, how do you deal with close members of the family that are extremely draining? Listen, you're always gonna have, unfortunately, unless you don't, you're lucky. Most families will have someone that is a draining person in their family. That might be a cousin, might be a family friend, might be an uncle, whoever it is. I think there's always gonna be someone that oversteps and wants to really be in your life and have an opinion and give a say, and it doesn't always have to come from a bad place. Sometimes it really is coming from a good place, but I think it's also just generational differences that it might come off a little bit differently and more aggressive. That's at least how I've experienced it, where there have been like aunts who really are putting an opinion on me because they think that's what's right, and I'm like, it's my baby. In regards to parenting, at least, motherhood made me a bold girl. So I really don't care what someone has to say. If you don't like what someone has to say, either nod and be like, yeah, and don't listen and just to shut them up, or just say, no, like, sometimes my mom will be telling me something and I'm like, Mama, like, I live with the baby. Like, I know her. I promise I know her. Anyways, you know your baby best. At the end of the day, you're literally the one going home with the child and taking care of them. No one knows your baby like you do. I swear. Moms literally know what a baby needs just from a certain cry sometimes. Like, don't listen to what other people have to say. Literally say yes and then don't listen, or just tell them straight up, I know my baby. Like, thank you, but I know my baby. I've gotten to that point where I have literally had to argue back with an aunt and be like, I know what's best for me and I know what's best for my baby. Thank you. Literally straight up, which is so not like me. I'm not one to be confrontational like that with like elders, but had to get there. She did it to herself. Anyway, so if you have to be bold, honey, put those pants on and do it. Someone asked the temperature I set my home at, and I thought this was funny, so I put it in here. We keep my house at literally 69 degrees and I sleep with a fan on, and we put like 2 blankets and get all cozy, you know? I love a cold house, so my house is always at 69 and I can't do anything warmer than that. I'll literally have like a heat stroke. Someone said, I just talked about this. Someone said, stay at home mom and I have trouble getting me time. Who watches Seline so you can go on a walk? So, and me and my husband, he works from home, which I'm so thankful for. That helps me a lot. But let's imagine a scenario where my husband went to work. He worked a normal 9 to 5. He works 9 to 5, but it's home. Anyways, let's say he worked 9 to 5 where he leaves. Let's say he has to leave the house at 8 or 8:30. My walks right now, so before Seline wakes up, because she wakes up around 8-ish anyway. So in that scenario, my walks are always like, I'll pray Fajr and go take a walk. So because the sun starts coming up. So my walks will usually be around 6 a.m. That's before my husband leaves the house for work. I just put the monitor by him, and that's before Seline wakes up. So I really have a moment to myself, or it will be in the evening when my husband's done with work. the baby will stay with him, I'll go take a walk. Or I'll take her with me on a walk. So yeah, unfortunately it sucks, but most of my me time, if I really want it, will be early on in the mornings before anyone is awake in the house. I'll go take a walk. When it comes to like a self-care shower or stuff like that, I will usually do them during her nap times during the day, or in the evenings, she'll chill with my husband when he's done with work, and I'll just kind of go do what I need to do. But I get you, girl. It is hard to find time for yourself. It's not easy. So try to use nap times. Try to have a friend come over and watch your baby for a little bit. Husband, family member, sister, mom, literally anyone. Someone said, do you plan on speaking mainly Arabic to Seline as she gets older? Definitely. And this is going to be difficult. Like, I know people in my life who both the parents speak Arabic and their kid obviously understands the Arabic, but like they can't speak the Arabic, the kid, because obviously, you know, going to schools in America, they all speak English. Videos on YouTube, TikTok, English. Yes, there's some in Arabic. I play like little cute Arabic songs for Seline and stuff, but I'm just gonna do my best. We talked to her in Arabic. She knows a few Arabic words. I want to teach her both because when she does go to school, it's gonna be an English school and they're gonna be speaking English there. So I want to implement as much Arabic as I can while she's young and like really get it in her head. And I think when she's even going to school, like we plan to put her in an Islamic school, so she'll have Arabic classes there and she'll inshallah be Arabic speaking. So yes, we absolutely plan to teach her Arabic and English. Someone said, how are you able to get up early and start your day with a kid? Sometimes I struggle. Girl, we all do. I do not get up early every day at all. Some nights I get whooped. Seline won't sleep till 11. I'm not gonna go walk that next morning. I'm not. So I don't. Anyways, most mornings, I think you also, like, naturally, I'm kind of more of a morning person, so I love waking up early. So I think that also helps me with going out and taking walks in the morning. Someone asked, is Seline walking? What are her milestones right now? So Seline is about to be 1 when I'm recording this video. Hopefully I'm gonna get it up soon. She's about to be 1. She started standing, I would say, like literally 2 or 3 weeks ago. So between 10 to 11 months, she randomly one day just stood up. She's standing, she's not taking any steps yet, but she can like hold something. So if she's holding that dresser or like the edge of my bed, she can step around it or around a table, around the couch. So she can take steps if she's holding on to something. She says mama, baba, dada. I'm really trying to start teaching her words. So she knows dough because it's light. She knows mai for water. Num num is food. A new one I taught her is shajara, which is tree in Arabic. So anytime we're on a walk, I'll point and be like, shajara, shajara. I try to teach her car, grass, cat, like some simple words, things she sees on day to day. Like when we're on walks is where I'll point at things and we'll just like, I'll literally keep saying it the whole walk. Shajara, shajara, shajara. Or like car when a car drives by. I need to get, speaking of, I need to go to Target and get like those first words books. I have a couple, but like I want to get some more. I've been trying to teach her numbers to 3 since she's 1. I'm not about to sit and teach her to 10. She's obviously not gonna, like, it's too much. So I'm starting with 1, 2, 3. Always during the day, I'll be like 1, 2, 3, and I'll say in Arabic as well, واحد اثنين ثلاثة. And then, yeah, I just like repeat it to her very frequently throughout the day. So it starts to just like click in her head. Yeah, she's very repetitive at this age. She is climbing on things. She loves to go to the playground and climb. She loves to go to the pools now that it's summer. So yeah, those are just some little milestones of hers. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. She has transitioned to more like foods. That was kind of just something I randomly decided on my own. Now that she was closer to 1, I wanted to start having, I noticed she'd have a bottle and like she was still hungry. So I started giving her more of a full plate of food and I cut down on the bottles. So what will be, she'll have breakfast, lunch, dinner, obviously snacks throughout the day as well. And then she'll get a bottle before each nap. So she takes a morning nap. Right now she's asleep. She took a 5-ounce bottle and she ate her breakfast. And then when she wakes up, she'll have lunch. She'll take her next bottle at her nap. And then at night, she'll have 1 more bottle. So she has 3 bottles and 3 full meals. And then snacks throughout the day. Someone asked, how do you maintain your fitness with a baby, particular diet or exercise? Exercising is difficult to get, not gonna lie. That's why I really try to take a walk every day. If not, I have this little like stepper I bought on Amazon that I will try to do a workout at like the end of the night when Celine's asleep if I just felt like I didn't get one in that day. So yeah, that is kind of how I maintain my fitness. I love to go on walks. As of diet, I just feel like I'm mindful. So like, I'm not loading my day up with a bunch of iced coffees and matchas. Sometimes I try to limit myself to 1 drink a day. I try to go easy on like the bread, the rice, try not to overdo it. Try not to snack either. I try to just have breakfast, lunch, dinner, avoid like the sauces and the drinks and like juices, sodas and stuff to avoid excess calories. But I'm not perfect at all. Again, like I said, I am trying to lose a lot of weight still. So yeah, but that's just kind of like a general thing I live by in my head. Someone asked, how do you manage household chores and self-care with such a small baby? Because I can't. Girl, yes, you can. You can do it, okay? So I kind of already talked about the self-care, like finding that time when they're napping, when your baby's asleep, or if someone can watch them so you can do that. As of household chores, it is hard to keep up with a house. I get you, girl. I get it. Okay, so what I do is on, like, let's say today, I'll clean my bathroom and my bedroom. And then later on today or tomorrow, I'll clean my living room and kitchen. My house is kind of small. I don't know how I would do a bigger house. When I say small, I mean like it's just 3 bedrooms, kitchen, living room. You know, I don't have like 2 extra living rooms and like upstairs, downstairs. So I feel like I've gotten a good system on cleaning my house. I'll do my bedroom one day, the bathrooms another day. You know, so I'll kind of split things up. We vacuum frequently. I clean my kitchen basically every day when I'm cooking. At the end of the night, we wipe down the whole kitchen. So the kitchen stays pretty clean. But yeah, we like vacuum and the dusting and all the stuff. I go day by day for like specific rooms. Someone asked, how did you manage night feeds as a newborn? When did your newborn stop waking up in the night? So, okay, night feeds as a newborn, that is hard. And I feel like it's very exhausting because I mean, they're waking up every like what, 2 hours? I think I got to a point where I realized you can't change anything about it. The baby's gonna wake up. Make it enjoyable for yourself. When the baby wakes up, feed them. I just scroll on TikTok. I'm like, I'm awake whether I like it or not. Am I gonna sit here and like hate my life and be miserable? I don't have a choice. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna wake up in another 2 hours whether I like it or not. So I wouldn't complain about it. And I just kind of shifted my mindset to where like, okay, I'm blessed that I get to be up right now and take care of this baby. I'd feed her. I'd literally just sit, scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram, and just make it a little more enjoyable. So yes, they suck, but like you can't change much about it, you know? So just enjoy them. Try to like put a show on at night if you want, or scroll your phone, you know? Just find something that keeps you a little bit company. Someone asked what sleep training method I did with Seline, and did I have to retrain her at all? So I guess you could say I did the Ferber method, which is basically like you put the baby in the room. If they're crying, you go check on them every 5 minutes, something like that. Basically that's what I do. I will never leave her to just scream and cry. Like, I'm like, if you're crying, you need something. And 99% of the time, she's either not sleepy. If Seline is in the crib screaming at night, she's either not sleepy, she's not ready to be put to bed yet. I'm not strict about a bedtime like that. If it's 9 p.m. and she's not sleepy, I'm not gonna force her to sleep. Like, what? I'm not gonna let her just scream and cry in darkness because I wanna put her to bed at her bedtime. She's not tired. We're all not tired sometimes. Like, it's okay. So sometimes half the time that's the reason she's not sleepy yet. Or she pooped, or she wants more milk. And so I do trial and error. I see, okay, milk, do you want more? I give her a bottle, she'll take it, sometimes knock out. Number 2, does her diaper smell bad? If it does, I change her. Or if it doesn't, okay, move on to the third option. Are you just not sleepy? And then I'll take her out. If she's playing here a little bit, let her burn energy, put her back in the crib, she sleeps, you know? So that's kind of, when it came to like the sleep training, we did Ferber, but then now like I will check on her if she's crying, you know? So that's kind of what we did there. I know sleep training is controversial, but it worked magic for us because right now she put herself to sleep while I'm talking to you guys. She drank a bottle, put herself down for a nap. So it's very helpful. In my situation, don't do it if you don't like it. That is basically all the questions. I actually had so much fun recording this video and just sitting down and talking to you guys and getting more on like a personal level and really answering all the questions you guys have. If you guys do not follow me on TikTok and Instagram, go ahead and do so. My username, I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. Follow me there because I am honestly, Instagram is where I am the most active, and like I'm very frequent on stories, and that's more to like day to day, and you guys get to talk to me more and just keep up more frequently. YouTube is hard to like edit and keep up very consistently, but I'm going to be better at that. Keep up with me on Instagram and TikTok. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.